Well, we're loving the atmosphere. It's a fabulous night
That's
here.
magic.
Great crowd. Night's fallen, the tension is really building, and I tell you, my headache's building as well, trying to work out the numbers around who can win this championship. As I can work it out in a nutshell, if Anthony Reid wins, he's got it sewn up.
That's
If
right.
Alain Menu wins, pretty well he's got it sewn up. There's a minor problem with Reid actually finishing in second, but forget that. Menu wins, he's okay. Reid wins, he's okay. Rydell wins, he needs other things to happen. So really for Anthony Reid, he's slightly in the box seat.
Yes, he is, and I mean, Anthony's got an opportunity. The problem is he's starting in 6th place. We saw in the sprint race he got into trouble with Tarquini. You don't know what's going to happen at the start. And it's Rydell's got the best grid position of all 3 Fords, so he's got the best chance in this race to win, but he can't control what his teammates are going to do. I have to think Anthony Reid really must be the favourite. He is leading the championship, but he is starting 3rd of the Ford, so therefore, in one sense, he's actually coming from behind anyway, but he's doing it on the racetrack, and I think there's great inspiration there for Reid to target and stay in touch with his teammates to try and get past the Hondas and beat the Hondas this time, which will be very difficult. So I'm going to go with Anthony.
Okay, forget about the mathematical possibility. Time for some mechanical actuality. Ford have been flat out between these races working on the cars, and here is the result. Ricard Rydell, he's on the front row of the grid. He's got a new engine. Alain Menu, his teammate, on the 2nd row of the grid. He's got a new engine, and he's also got new steering parts because of that off he had in race 1. Both he and Ricard Rydell have changed their engines because they were getting water inside the cylinder head. Maybe that was impairing performance. Remember, the Hondas were all over them. One way or another, we are soon going to know. Then on the 3rd row of the grid, Anthony Reid in the 3rd of the Fords. No new mechanical parts here, but I can tell you a truckload of body parts, courtesy of that big tangle he had with Gabriele Tarquini in race 1. 3 Fords, race ready, ready to win a championship. Boys, sorted.
Tom Christensen made it look pretty easy in the sprint race. He's got pole position for this evening's feature race. It doesn't get much better than that. Ricard Rydell's alongside him, but the bonnet of that Ford's up. There is a problem somewhere in the engine. Menu and Thompson in row 2, and Matt Neal still starring in that 98 Nissan alongside Anthony Reid in row 3. Tarquini and Rademacher, and they've been in the thick of things all weekend in row 4, and Muller and Plato make it a Vauxhall row 5. David Leslie and this time Dan Eves leaving Class B, and Morrison and Mark Lemmer on row 7.
And there he is in the pit lane. Ricard Rydell is getting out of his car. I can't believe this. It's all over.
It's terrible. Ricard Rydell doing a great job to finish 2nd in the sprint race. His championship chances have diminished.
They're all over. There's the gap on the grid where he ought to be. Tom Christensen is away cleanly. The revs are up. The race has started. This is great for Menu, and it's also great for Anthony Reid because it's leaving the track wide open. Now, side by side, Christensen in the lead. I think it's Thompson down the left-hand side. Menu trying to fight back. Around cleanly, there they go. 2 Hondas, then the Ford. Now we're on board with Muller, and ahead of us is Vincent Rademacher doing an absolute sideways, lurid slide through Kopp's corner. I think he kept running as the rest of the field slides down into Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. Christensen, there he is in the Honda, followed by Thompson, then Alain Menu. 1 Ford down from his point of view, 1 to go, and the other 1 to go is behind him so far. Menu in 3rd position. Trying to pick up position, looking down the inside of James Thompson. Thompson covers through Abbey Corner. Got a Vauxhall breathing down our neck behind us, and a Honda right in front of us in a championship. 1 race away if he can just do it. Keep ahead of Anthony Reid. Down through Bridge Corner for the first time. Still looking to fight. Big slide there from James Thompson. And Menu sees the opportunity, muscles down the inside, takes the pass. Tough stuff. Thompson's in trouble now. Defending, trying to fight back. He's in 4th position, not for long. That's Matt Neal, the independent in the Nissan. He muscles past as well through Luffield Corner. 1 slide has cost him so dear.
2nd into the first corner, 4th at the end of the first lap. But remember, this is a battle not just for this race, but the championship. Menu need to get out in front as soon as possible.
This looks like fun. We're on board with Jason Plato. That's Muller on the right-hand side and Tarquini in the Honda on the left. Big fast right-hander, Kopp's corner. Muller just getting through, edging past. Behind us is Jason Plato. Ahead of us is Yvonne Muller. This is the left-right through Maggots and Beckett's. Dropping a couple of gears. Tarquini right in the thick of it. You can just see the little blue light on top of his aerial letting us know who's who. Now here's another shot of that great pass by Menu.
Very committed pass by Menu. Thompson unusually caught unawares, and particularly in Priory. That's a corner he's very strong in. And then he loses yet another place to Matt Neal.
Here's the Menu eye view of it. Just that little snap in the tail from James Carr, and Menu just straight in there. Well, that was important. Quick in the dead. He needed points. He's up into second. That's what he needs so far, but this ain't over yet. As we watch Tarquini really pressuring Van Muller in the Vauxhall in the drag back up the hill. Bridge corner. Very fast. Fifth gear. Sparks from the front of Muller's car.
I mean, he had two wheels, not on the racetrack and not on the curb, actually on the grass on the inside of Bridge corner.
The whole field jammed together through the complex. Brake discs glowing with the heat, on board with Plato. He's right in the thick of this. Muller just ahead of us. Tarquini is around here as well somewhere. There he is. Feeding the power on onto the back straight. Plenty of squirming from Tarquini's car too.
Yeah, Plato took a strange line. He was very wide into Luffield. That let Tarquini slide through. Now, what Plato's plan is, certainly that wasn't part of it.
Well, Menus is going according to plan so far at least. He's up into second position, and Anthony Reid, the man he's vying with for the championship, is back in fifth. That's not the plan. There he is ahead of us. Anthony Reid in fifth position. That's the view from Van Muller's car. And he looks as though he's defending, and Muller looks as though he's muscling his way through. Yes, he has. Anthony Reid has seeded a point, pushed a little bit wide. A good strong pass from Muller, but very bad news for Reid.
Remember, that's the part of the track. Reid got tagged by Tarquini in the sprint race. I think he's just being overcautious. He's actually driving. He's still tight.
Well, the nightmare continues because he's still got Tarquini breathing all over him as we look at the Class B battle, and Dan Eves leading in the Peugeot ahead of newly crowned champion Morrison in the second of the Peugeots, scampering down the pit straight together.
And Eves' reward is, well, you can go out and win the feature race if you like, Dan, but there's one very disappointed man indeed, Rickard Rydell.
Bad luck, really. Had a water leak at the start, so I was second in the grid, and of course it was difficult to win the championship, but if I had won, I would have had Alan would have had to finish fourth and Anthony sixth. As it turned out, now I didn't get to start the race, but I mean, looking back to the season, I've been really pleased. We've been on the pace all year. I've been the fastest qualifier all year on average, and we lost it earlier in the season, I think. So we had like 2 or 3 disqualifications and another couple of things that went wrong. So I've had. It hasn't been my year really. We've had the pace, but we haven't had the results.
James Thompson, one of the Class B runners, moving out of the way as this horde of maniacs comes sliding through on Bridge corner. Anthony Reid there being pressured by Gabriele Tarquini, the man that he came unstuck with in race 1. But here is Muller, and here is Matt Neal, and Muller is forcing his way down the inside and makes it. And then Muller's sideways, and Matt says, oh yeah, you really want to play? Let's come back again. Matt Neal forces his way back around. Very, very tough.
But what a nightmare for Anthony Reid. He wants to have a nice clean race, but he's been bogged down in a real street fight. In the meantime, we've got 2 pit stops. Jason Plato and Gabriele Tarquini. And Plato knocks the red and white ball into the top corner.